Barely 48 hours after a serving police officer on May 25, 2026 at Uwelu area of Ogida quarters in Benin City tear gas a resident to death, Matthew Akubo, a tricycle rider who is also said to be an ex-police officer of an elderly age. A more devastating tragedy was apparently averted on May 27, 2026 at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium during the 2026 Children's Day celebration when some security operatives used pepper spray on school children who came for the celebration, an action capable of causing death, but the chief medical director, Edo Specialist Hospital, Dr. Anthonia Njoku denied and dismissed the claims that about 5 children died as a result of the incident, and the Edo Command of the Nigeria police force in a press statement failed to state if there was any death casualty or not, but stated that 4 persons including the seller of the pepper spray chemical substance have been arrested and detained in connection with the Children's Day incident, adding that the policeman who caused the death of the tricycle rider has been in detention waiting to be arraigned for possible act of murder. Our research study shows that a less lethal weapon of chemical substances like tear gas and pepper spray may be seen as an act of deliberate murder or attempted murder if used on a closed range, enclosed environment like hall, big or small, because the chemical substances from our assessment are meant only to be used on a long-range open-air outdoor spaces where people have alternatives means to run and leave the contaminated areas, and in line with global standard on the use of the chemical substances. Tear gas is never meant to be used on vulnerable populations or individuals with medical conditions, as international bodies like the United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, OHCHR, and health organizations warn it can cause permanent injury, severe complications, or death. In addition, the chemical causes instant airway constriction that can trigger fatal respiratory failure in people with asthma or COPD, a severe risk that prompted the American Thoracic Society, ATS, to call for a total moratorium on its use, because, simultaneously, the intense physical stress can induce cardiac arrest in those with heart disease, as documented by Physicians for Human Rights, PHR, and according to strict deployment standards from Amnesty International, infants and young children face significantly higher risks because their developing lungs breathe faster, and heavy gas vapors settle near the ground. Pregnant individuals face severe risks of premature labor or miscarriage, a danger highlighted in field reports by National Nurses United and reproductive toxicology data published by the National Institutes of Health, NIH. Also, the elderly suffer prolonged tissue damage due to a reduced physical ability to flee. And finally, the American Lung Association warns that people with eye conditions, especially contact lens wearers, can suffer chemical burns and permanent vision loss from trapped toxins. Though legally, while the Chemical Weapons Convention, CWC, permits domestic law enforcement usage, the UN guidance on less lethal weapons explicitly dictates that police operations must give special consideration